Hi everyone, so today's lesson is Unit 3, Lesson 11 on dilations. So if you think about dilations, some of you may have had the experience of going to the eye doctor and getting your eyes dilated. And when your eyes are dilated, that means your pupils are getting bigger or smaller. And that's exactly what we're doing with the shapes. We're either making them bigger or smaller, depending on what the scale factor is. So let's fill this in. It says a dilation is the enlargement, meaning bigger, or reduction of a figure, meaning we're either making the shape bigger or smaller. The scale factor, which you guys talked about last year with scale drawings, indicates how much the figure will enlarge or reduce. The variable that we use for the scale factor is k, and if k is bigger than 1, so something like 2 or even 1.5 or 3, the dilation is an enlargement. And then if k is less than 1, like a half or 2/3, the dilation is a reduction. The shape will get smaller. All right, let's jump into the first example here. We have triangle RST. So I'm going to go ahead and graph the original triangle. You guys do the same. All right, so there's my triangle RST. Now, looking at the scale factor, we have k is 2. That's bigger than 1, so I know that my shape is going to get bigger. I'm just going to end up with a bigger triangle. So to get all of the new points for our triangle that's twice as big, all you have to do is multiply the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate by 2. So to find r prime, I'm going to take the x for r and the y for r and multiply it by 2. So 2 times -5 gets me -10. And then 2 times 1 is 2. For s, I'm going to do the same thing, multiply both by 2. 2 times -3 is -6, and then 2 times 4 is 8. So that s prime would be the point -6, 8. Then I'm going to do the same thing for t. 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 times -1 is -2. So t prime would be at 4, -2. So now that I have the new points, same process as before, go ahead and graph them. So I'm going to graph the point -10, +2, and that's r prime. -6, +8 for s prime. And then t prime is at 4, -2. Now make sure that you are labeling all of your points and that you have your prime marks to show that the bigger triangle is the new one. So you can see that our triangle is about twice as big. Let's go ahead and do number 2. I have rectangle ABCD. So I'm going to go ahead and graph the original. A is at -3, 0, so that's left 3, up or down 0. B is at 1, 2. C is at 2, 0. And then D is at -2, -2. So there's my new triangle, there's my rectangle, the original rectangle. My scale factor is 3, so again, our rectangle is going to get bigger. And to get the new points, I'm just going to multiply the original points by 3. So 3 times -3 is -9. 3 times 0 is 0. So A prime is going to be at -9, 0. So again, for B, multiply both by 3. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 2 is 6. For C, we've got 3 times 2 is 6, and then 3 times 0 is 0. And then for D, 3 times -2 is -6. And again, 3 times -2 is -6. So D prime will be at -6, -6. So now that I have these points, I can go ahead and graph them. So -9 zeros here, left 9, up or down 0, 3, 6 is here. So that's B prime. And then C prime is 6, 0. And then D prime is -6, -6. And yes, you do get calculators to do this. So this is the only one where our shape is going to change size. A dilation is the only time we will change size. It should still be the same shape, so notice I still have a rectangle, it's just a bigger rectangle. For translations, reflections, and rotations, remember the shape does not change size.